Howdy folks, Greyhawk 4x4 coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer, and it's Beer 30. Let's go. Today's selection. This was acquired while we were on our vacation up to the Pacific Northwest. This is from Iron Horse Brewery in Washington, the state of Washington. And this is the Quilter's Irish Death Dark Smooth Ale. Love the label. And I gotta say, that is a good looking beer. Wow. That's, I don't know that I've ever had a beer like that before. That has the flavor of a nut brown ale, just a little stronger, but it's thick. That is wild. That is, it reminds me of English ale. I've had, one of my favorites is Hobgoblin by the Witchwood Brewing Company. And this reminds me of that, but this is thicker. That's crazy. It's delicious. But, yeah, I don't know that I've ever... Why have I not had more beer like this? That's good. That's a winner. I'm glad I was very careful about when I went to pick out the ones I wanted to bring home, because I knew a lot of this I wouldn't be able to get here. And so I was really picky about the styles and the overall impression that I got, just by looking at it. So far I've been pretty happy. So anyway, I thought for this edition of Beer 30, we would just talk a little bit about some current gaming stuff, and talk a little bit about beer, of course. And I'm wearing my Tap Room from Aberdeen, Washington, Tap Room shirt. Figured that was appropriate because this is a Washington beer, and had to wear my Irish hat because it's Quilter's Irish Death. So figured I had to look the part. And so I have been playing The Witcher, the very first one, for I don't know how many hours. I have been playing the hell out of that game. And I'm only on chapter 3. Now, the first thing you got to understand is I am a completionist. I have to do all the side quests because my thinking is, well, if I do all the side quests, it will help me level up, which will make me stronger, my character stronger, for the end game or bosses or whatever. That's my logic. So I do all the side stuff, all of it. And that's probably why it's taking me so long. But that is a testament as to what a deep game that they made with the first one. My understanding is that the second one is, of course, even bigger, and then the third one, which is all the rage right now, is enormous. So I can see why the MMO genre is dying. And everybody says, oh, you're over-exaggerating when you say it's dying. I'm not saying that it's dead next week or next year. I'm just saying, as a whole, the MMO genre seems to be slowly drifting away. And it's in no part is it in no part is it any one thing. But games like and franchises like the Witcher franchise make it very easy for me to never log into an MMO again. In the past, games, there was a lot of really short games, and you beat them fairly quickly, and then you're like, okay, I got to buy another game or whatever. And MMOs were appealing because you could just live in that world, and but they got repetitious, and that's where people started just, I mean, I'm not that guy to do the same raid over and over and over and over and over again. That's not me. I don't do that. And PvP, is fun, but for PvP, I can play Team Fortress 2 or Counter-Strike or whatever, and get the same thrill, you know. So I can see where when we've got games like this, like the Witcher franchise with Witcher 3, we've got the Grand Theft Auto franchise, we've got the Fallout, which now Fallout 4 has been announced. There's more than enough. I mean, there's too much game play to be had out there for you to even be able to, unless you don't work for a living, to be able to finish it all. So I haven't logged into World of Warcraft or EverQuest 2 in a while. And I may have to cancel my stuff because I feel like I'm just wasting my money at this point. I'm getting more than enough enjoyment out of these single-player games that are on my Steam library. So, I don't know. I was just curious. How do you guys feel about that? Do any of you still play MMOs? Do you agree that you feel that it's kind of dying out because of the enormity of? I mean, it kind of started with the Elder Scrolls franchise. Skyrim is ginormous, and there's people that have that's all they play is Skyrim, and they've been playing it, with all the mods and everything else. There's no reason to jump into World of Warcraft or anything if you've got a world like that to live in, So, anyway, that was what I wanted to talk about today. Also, it's Sunday, so can't wait for Game of Thrones. I don't know how many of you are following Game of Thrones, but man, that is the fastest hour of the week. That hour that I swear to God, there's no way that they're going to tell me that's a full hour. I'm gonna have to get a stopwatch and see if they're cheating us, because it sure as hell don't feel like an hour. That's gone like that. I mean, you're watching. Next thing you do, you look up at the clock and it's 5 minutes till the end of the show, and you're like, "What the hell? That was an hour already?" I guess The Walking Dead goes really fast too when you're watching. I mean, time goes by. I mean, it's just, of course, Walking Dead has commercials, so you're talking apples and oranges. This is an hour, pure hour, Game of Thrones. There's no commercials or anything, and it just flies by. So, anyway, if you get a chance, I'm going to show that again, so you guys get a good look at it. This is amazing. Man, I am glad I found that one. Of course, now I'm going to be sad because I won't be able to get it here. That's what I think of when I think of ale, like in the Dungeons and Dragons games or in the Lord of the Rings world or whatever, and they're talking about ale. This is what I'm thinking about. Dark and thick. Delicious. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the flip side.